A 17-year-old pulled off one of the greatest heists the cryptocurrency industry has ever seen. The suspect was arrested and charged for an unprecedented Twitter hack that tricked thousands of people into sending the teen millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement has confirmed the arrest of the 17-year-old mastermind named Graham Ivan Clark for the infamous Bitcoin hack, and Hillsborough County has filed 30 felony charges against the teen. The extraordinary lineup of accounts used for the scam includes those of President Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Kanye West, Michael Bloomberg, and Apple. Keep watching to find out how he pulled it off. Now, if you like these videos and want to see more, then make sure you leave us a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on post notifications to be the first to watch all our new and exciting videos. I will be replying to every comment on this video as well, so good luck. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency's involvement. The cryptocurrency industry is still in its infancy, and a lot of its process is shrouded in mystery, largely due to a lack of information. The most important cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, takes center stage in this elaborate scam. Unlike traditional banks, the source of funds isn't questioned when large amounts are deposited in a crypto wallet. Cryptocurrencies in general offer users a sense of anonymity, which is vital for criminals since they always want to stay out of the spotlight. Bitcoin is anonymous in the sense that you can hold several Bitcoin wallets with nothing to link those addresses together or indicate who owns them. How it all went down. Since the advent of the internet, users have had to deal with malware and phishing attacks deployed by hackers ready to steal their hard-earned money. Major social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram spend a lot of money to ensure their users are protected from these attacks. Twitter in particular uses the blue tick as a form of authentication to let other users know that the accounts of people like celebrities and influencers are real. Verified accounts are quite valuable, and there have been several reports of hackers trying to gain control of these accounts for nefarious reasons. On July 15, 2020, it came as a shock to some when prominent users like former President Barack Obama, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and a lot more sent out a strange tweet. Graham, the 17-year-old mastermind, and his cohorts switched things up with the different verified accounts, but they all said pretty much the same thing in the end. The tweets all start with some form of giving back to the public or community service. It then asks people to send Bitcoin to an account listed with the promise of doubling the amount sent. To increase the rate of response, all the tweets mentioned that the community service would only last for 30 minutes. It didn't take long before users started sending Bitcoins to the addresses supplied. After all, the tweets came from verified profiles. In minutes, thousands of users following the different accounts had fallen for this elaborate scam. Based on complaints from those that were scammed, and considering the fact that some were probably ashamed to admit that they fell for the scam, the total amount of money made from the scam was estimated to be worth more than $100,000. That huge amount in a matter of minutes made it one of the biggest scams on any social media platform in recent years. The tweets were later removed from the various accounts used. It was an eventful day for the Twitter community at large. The whole scam only lasted a few minutes, but how was he able to pull off such an elaborate trick? How did he do it? Initial findings suggested that someone managed to get their hands on some top-level Twitter administration passwords and privileges. This enabled them to bypass the security checks of the accounts used on Twitter. According to Twitter's security team, the hacker, Graham Clark, had made use of a spear phishing attack to fool employees at the company, from which he had gained access to internal systems and tools. This enabled him to target highly visible accounts, which were all verified, and use their reputations as the selling point for the scam. A lot of things could have been done with such access, but Graham had his eyes set on quick money, and that was what he got. It was also suggested that he may have gained access through a Twitter employee that was in on the scam. Whichever method was used, it only shows one thing: nothing on the internet is absolutely secure. The result of the scam. A shortly while after sending their money, few individuals had come to realize that they were scammed, and like wildfire, this knowledge spread to more and more people that also fell for the scam. Finding its way to number 1 on the worldwide trend list, every active Twitter user became aware of this. Some users on the platform, also known as tweeps, claimed that they saw the messages but knew it was fake and called those who fell for it unwise. Other users that were not aware of the messages until the scam had gone viral felt lucky not to have seen the tweets. It caused a debate on whether those scammed should have fallen for the bait or not, but the entirety of the Twitter community agreed on one point: Twitter should have done better at protecting its users from scams at this level. What was the response of Twitter? It didn't take long for Twitter to swing in, and soon enough, hacked accounts could no longer put out new tweets. By the end of the day, normalcy had been restored. For the hacked verified accounts, there was still much to be done to ensure that they couldn't be used as tools to scam users. Twitter took the following steps to contain the situation. Lock all verified accounts. According to Twitter's security, the number of accounts that became vulnerable due to attack was well over 100. Both verified and unverified accounts had their security protocols compromised. However, only verified accounts were used in the scam, so Twitter had to turn their attention towards the affected verified accounts, along with those that were not affected. Twitter locked the accounts, making them inaccessible to anyone, including their owners. There were no tweets from any verified accounts throughout the night, as only unverified accounts had access to Twitter at the time. Verified accounts only regained access the next morning. What a time to be alive. Limited access for all. It's true that unverified accounts had access to Twitter and were able to send out tweets. However, they had limited access to the security protocols of their respective accounts. Changing of passwords, username changes, and the like were prohibited for the night. This was to ensure that their security remained intact. Bitcoin wallet restrictions. As you know, the scam was carried out using a Bitcoin wallet. This meant that steps had to be taken to ensure that more users didn't fall for the scam. For some days after the scam, users were not allowed to upload their Bitcoin wallet addresses on the platform. Twitter maintained that they were still working on more measures to ensure better security for its users. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, had put out the following on a tweet. "Tough day for us at Twitter. We all feel terrible this happened. We're diagnosing and will share everything we can when we have a more complete understanding of what exactly happened. Love to our teammates working hard to make this right." That was essentially the end of the scam on the social media platform. Twitter stated that they had put out new protocols in place to prevent similar social engineering attacks, including heightened background checks for employees that would have access to key user data, implementing phishing-resistant security keys, and having all employees involved in customer support participate in training to be made aware of future social engineering scams. Arrest and charges. Days after the incident, Graham Clark and two of his partners were arrested. According to findings, these three had gained access to over 130 Twitter accounts and were able to tweet from 45. They also gained access to the direct messages of more than 30 users and downloaded the data of 7 accounts. The charges against them included all these hacks and several other offenses. Clark faced up to 30 count charges, while the others also faced multiple charges for their role in the heist. Graham was arrested soon later, and this came as a surprise to many. Initially, most believed that the hacker would be hard to find based on their perceived skill set and how elaborate the hack was. However, this was not the case. The three were pretty bad at covering their tracks, so it was easy to trace who did it. Graham was a minor when he hacked Twitter, but Florida, the state where he pulled off the hack, allows the trial of minors in certain situations. With this in mind, Graham was charged to court. He pleaded guilty to these charges at the court hearing that took place just recently. As part of the deal, he agreed to serve a 3-year prison sentence at a juvenile facility. Some key points about the hack. This hack seemed like it's only seen once in a blue moon on the platform, but here are some interesting facts that show that Twitter has actually had its fair share of hacks. Although the attack seemed like a rare occurrence, it isn't the first case. Jack Dorsey's account was hacked a year before the incident. He later regained access to the account, and the platform released a statement with the promise of providing a better security for users. Using employee tools to gain access and perpetuate scams is not something new to social media platforms across the internet. However, until this incident, the hacks were considered to be low level. These double your Bitcoin scams have been persistent on Twitter for years, but the hack was unprecedented, with the actual accounts of public figures hijacked and on a large scale. The fact that so many different users were compromised at the same time implies that with the right skills, scams like this might still be deployed in the future. With so much power at their fingertips, Graham and his cohorts could have done a lot more damage with more sophisticated tweets that could have harmed an individual's or organization's reputation. Twitter users can only hope that a repeat of this hack doesn't happen anytime soon, but it goes to show how careful one should be on all social media platforms. Anyway, if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you click the like button and let us know what you think about this hack in the comments below. Till next time, have a good one.